All right, welcome everybody. My name is Jeremy Veldman, and I am a full-time professional real estate investor. I work for Memphis Turnkey Properties. We are a full-service real estate investment and property management company. And today we're going to talk about and really answer a question: is real estate a good investment, and why you should be considering investing in real estate? A little bit about me. I'm originally from Western Michigan. I moved to Memphis in 1993. I actually graduated from a local university here, Christian Brothers University, in electrical engineering. I went to Mississippi State and graduated with my MBA and my Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, and worked for 11 years in the semiconductor industry. And I began investing in 2006. This is actually what I did 10 years ago. I worked in a job, and I'm very familiar with the corporate lifestyle, designing and implementing integrated circuits, and I know what it's like to make a transition from being a corporate guy to being a full-time entrepreneur. This is the first investment property I bought in 2006, Caleb Ridge. Still own it. Fantastic property. And since then I've bought several others. This has been a great rental for me. Another quality investment house, and just owned several properties that have done really well for me over the years, and know what it's like to be a landlord and a property owner. So about Memphis Turnkey, we're a full-service real estate investment and property management company. We provide a complete turnkey solution, and what that means is we handle everything from property acquisition, rehab, tenant placement, and property management, so that investors from anywhere in the world can invest passively in Memphis, and we do all the work for them, so that they don't have to worry about all the property management stuff. And we currently are managing 160 plus rental properties in-house for our investor clients around the world. So we are a true turnkey provider. We like to focus on better properties and better areas that make better investments. That's our investment philosophy. And really the idea behind this is, if you can invest in quality properties and quality areas, you're going to attract a better class of tenant, one with a career instead of a job, who takes pride in owning property and the neighborhood, and is likely going to stay longer. The longer the tenant stays, the better the property is going to perform, and the better your investment's going to be. It's all about tenant retention. Okay, so why do I invest in real estate? I get letters like this in the mail occasionally offering me an opportunity to get into a savings account, and in this particular case, making an incredible yield of 0.75%. Now, I don't know about you, but when inflation is 3%, this doesn't look very attractive to me. So it's very hard to find a quote-unquote safe investment vehicle that pays you a rate of return that's even going to be equal to inflation. So you're actually losing money. And going forward, you really have to be focusing on investment vehicles that are going to cause your money to grow if you want to stay ahead of the game. Otherwise, you literally are losing money, and your money is losing value over time. And historically, real estate has always been the vehicle that is produced the best long-term rates of return. So today what we're going to do is we're going to analyze a specific deal, and we're going to look at the rate of return, or the ROI, for the buyer, and also the rate of return for the private lender. And in this case, we're going to look at a property we just finished on 5695 Scottsdale. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single-family house, 2,600 square feet, and appraises for $90,000. We're selling it for $74,000, so the buyer is getting a little bit of equity going in. It'll rent for about $1,050 a month, and I'll tell you, this is a quality house. I mean, fantastic renovation, including fresh paint, brand new carpet, new tile floors throughout. It's a great house, large kitchen. Yeah, it's got a separate living room, separate den with brand new carpet, bonus room, nice breakfast room area. There's just a lot of extra sizzle features in this house that would make it a house you wouldn't mind living in yourself, and certainly a quality investment property. So the question is, what is my rate of return if I buy a property like this? And to answer that question, we are going to look at 5 separate components. And you see, the ROI, or the rate of return, is not just dependent upon the income from the property. There's other factors to consider. So we're going to look at the positive cash flow from collecting the gross rents and subtracting out your monthly mortgage payment, property management fees, and maintenance. We're also going to look at the leverage, assuming that you finance this property with a 35% down private loan, the tax benefits from converting personal expenses into business expenses, depreciation, and appreciation, assuming things turn around and the value starts to go up each year once the real estate crisis is over. Okay, so let's assume that you buy this property using a private loan. Conventional financing can only take you so far. It certainly is the best option, but getting a loan from a bank or a traditional lender, eventually you're going to get tapped out. You're going to once you reach 10 Fannie Mae loans, it's going to be hard to get conventional financing. So the solution is private financing. So let's say you go to a private lender, which is another individual who has cash to invest, and they loan you the money and essentially become your bank, become the bank for you to buy this property. We're going to assume that you put 35% down, you pay them 5 loan points up front, and the interest rate on this loan is 8.95%, amortized over 20 years with a 5-year call. So the purchase price was $74,000, 35% of that is $25,900. 5 loan points you owe the lender on the front end, $3,700. Pay $1,100 in closing costs, $500 in insurance. So your total acquisition cost for this property is going to be $31,200. That's the check you have to write at closing to buy 5695 Scottsdale with financing. So what is your rate of return? Your investment is $31,200. Assuming it rents for $1,050 a month, and you subtract out your monthly mortgage payment, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, or PITI, and then we subtract out your property management fee, 9%, and let's have a maintenance reserve of 8% every month. Your net monthly cash flow is going to be $210. Multiplied over 12 months is going to give you a net annual income of $2,500, which essentially is going to give you a rate of return on your investment of 8.1%. Now, component number 2 of your ROI, your rate of return, is leverage. You're borrowing $48,000, and in the first year you're paying some of that loan principal back. In this case, it's about $906. So this payback on your loan equates to a rate of return on your investment of $31,000 of about 2.9%. So component number 3, again, review, positive cash flow, 8.1% from the rental income. Component number 2, leverage. When you pay back part of the loan, that will give you a rate of return of about 2.9%. Now, ROI component number 3 is tax benefits. Because you own an investment property, you are now a business owner, and you can convert some of your personal expenses, such as cell phone, internet access, travel, etc., into business expenses because you own this property. So let's assume that you can convert $3,000 conservatively of personal expenses into business expenses, and let's assume that you're in the 25% tax bracket. You're looking at about $750 in tax reductions or refunds, and that would equate to a rate of return of about 2.4% in the first year. Again, the $3,000 would be things like your monthly cell phone bill. It could be taking trips to the property if you are out of town. It could be, your internet access, because you have to communicate with property management if you're a remote investor. There's a lot of things that you can convert that were once personal expenses and are now business expenses. You're now a business owner and you have tax breaks, write-offs. This is where real estate can become very, very powerful. All right, let's talk about depreciation. This is ROI component number 4. This is where real estate is fantastic. What is depreciation? Well, real estate is essentially dirt with things attached to it, like buildings. Land can't be depreciated because dirt is always dirt. However, everything else has a finite useful life. The structure, the building, the roof, the bricks, the mortar, the flooring, the appliances. And for single-family houses, all this stuff can be written off over a period of 27.5 years. And what this does is it creates a phantom expense that essentially you can write off. So how this would work on a property like Scottsdale, you're purchasing it for $74,000, you're paying $1,100 in closing costs, so your total acquisition cost is $75,100. You subtract out the land value, which in this case is $24,000, and so you're left with $51,000 that you can write off. You divide that by 27.5 years, and every year you have this phantom expense of $1,858 that you can write off. And that equates to an ROI of about 5.9% that you didn't have before. Finally, appreciation. Real estate is down right now, but it's not going to stay down forever. If it comes back, things are going to start appreciating again. So conservatively, 3%. Let's just assume 3% of property appreciation every year for this house. It appraised for $90,000. 3% of that gives you $2,700 a year, and that would equate to an ROI of about 8.6%. So adding all these components up, the rate of return from positive cash flow, the rate of return ROI from leverage, the fact that you're paid now on your mortgage, tax benefits from converting personal expenses into business expenses, depreciation and appreciation, you come up with a blended ROI of about 28%. Fantastic return. What other investment vehicle out there is going to pay you this type of rate of return? There are none. This is why real estate is the millionaire maker, and why it's responsible for more self-made millionaires than any other investment vehicle on the planet. Now, not everybody wants to be a landlord. So what about for private lenders? These are people who have cash to invest, want to get involved in real estate, but instead of buying and owning property, they just simply lend the money to someone who buys and holds the property, and essentially they act as the bank. Well, in this case, the purchase price is $74,000. You loan 65%, which equates to a loan principal of $48,100. You're collecting 5 loan points on the front end, and a loan point is 1% of the principal. So 5 points is $2,405. In the first year, you're collecting $4,200 in interest, and you're collecting $906 in principal reduction. So investor buyer buys the house, you loan them the money, you collect 5 points right away. 1 year later, you collect $4,200 in interest and $906. Add these all up, you get $7,579, and that equates to a year 1 ROI of 15.7%. Not bad for being a lender. So bottom line, on a property like 5695 Scottsdale, quality investment property, the owner is looking at a potential ROI of 27.9%. The lender is looking at a rate of return of 15.7%. This is why real estate is so powerful and why it's responsible for creating so much wealth. Now, I would encourage you to analyze this presentation, look it over, bring it by your CPA or your attorney for more information. Don't just take my word for it. Really look into it. And obviously you can contact us anytime at memphisturnkey.com. If you'd like to contact us directly, see some of the properties that we have available for sale. We'd love to hear from you, love to hear your thoughts, and be happy to answer any questions that you might have. But yes, real estate is a good investment, and now is a great time to be getting in. I'm Jeremy Veldman, gotta go, signing off. Look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Take care.